You know that feeling when you see something so beautiful, it almost makes you emotional? Like, your breath catches for a second, and you think, wow, that's it, that's the one. Well, that's exactly what happened to Lily-Rose Depp recently. No, she didn't just get engaged, but she did have a total wedding dress moment, and of course, it happened at Chanel. Now, let's talk about why this is such a big deal. The fashion industry has been in a whirlwind lately. So many major fashion houses have switched creative directors, and it's been wild to keep up. Gucci, Dior, Chanel, all seeing changes at the top. And when Matthieu Blazy was announced as Chanel's new creative director, the fashion world held its breath. People were wondering, could he live up to the massive legacy that Karl Lagerfeld left behind? Could he capture that same magic, that timeless, elegant, Parisian essence that defines Chanel? Turns out, yes, he could. And if you ask Lily-Rose Depp, he didn't just live up to it, he redefined it. After watching Blazy's debut collection for Chanel, Lily-Rose was totally blown away. In an interview with Harper's Bazaar, she said she almost cried because it was so beautiful. It was so cinematic, she said. I'm really grateful that I got to be here. It was so spectacular to be able to see Matthieu's first collection in person and what it means for the future of Chanel. You could feel how much it meant to her, because Chanel isn't just another brand to Lily-Rose. It's part of her life story. Let's rewind for a second. Lily-Rose Depp grew up surrounded by Chanel. Her mom, Vanessa Paradis, has modeled for the brand since way back in 1991. That's over 3 decades of history, campaigns, collections, runway shows. You could say Chanel runs in their family. And Lily-Rose followed right in her mother's footsteps. She started working with Chanel when she was just 15 years old. Imagine that, most teenagers are figuring out high school, and she's already walking for one of the most iconic fashion houses in the world. One of her most unforgettable moments came in January 2017, when she closed the Chanel Haute Couture show in a pink layered silk gown, walking hand in hand with the late Karl Lagerfeld himself. That moment was pure magic, elegant, emotional, and symbolic of a legacy being passed down. Fast forward to now, and Lily-Rose isn't walking the runway as much, but she's always in the front row, a loyal muse, a supporter, and a living embodiment of that modern Chanel woman. And at this latest show, she didn't just attend, she felt something special. After 77 new looks came down the runway, she had her favorite instantly. There was a white silk dress that was my favorite, she said. With the flowers, it was insane. I want to wear that on my wedding day. It was so gorgeous. Can you imagine seeing a dress so beautiful that you immediately think, that's my future wedding dress? That's how powerful fashion can be. Of course, she's not rushing into marriage just yet. Lily-Rose has been dating rapper 070 Shake since 2023, but she's in no hurry to walk down the aisle. It wasn't about planning a wedding, it was about feeling a connection. Because for Lily-Rose, Chanel isn't just about clothes or status. It's about emotion. Memory. Family. She said Chanel has always been inextricably linked with her mother and her childhood. She used to admire her mom's style, wanting to dress like her, look like her, and carry herself with the same quiet confidence. She said she's always admired the women around her, her mom, her grandma, her aunt, her girlfriends, more than what's trendy or what's in at the moment. To her, fashion isn't about chasing what's popular. It's about expressing who you are through timeless pieces that tell a story. And honestly, that's exactly what Chanel stands for. It's not about being loud or flashy. It's about elegance that whispers. About confidence that doesn't need to scream for attention. At this show, Lily-Rose embodied that perfectly. She wore a navy blue mini skirt and a matching double-breasted jacket, simple, chic, effortlessly cool. It was the perfect mix of youthful and classic, just like her. And that's what makes this whole moment so special. Because Chanel is entering a new era with Matthieu Blazy at the helm. A lot of fans were nervous about what direction the brand would take after so many changes in the fashion world. But Blazy's first collection struck the perfect balance. He didn't throw out the brand's heritage or try to reinvent it completely. Instead, he modernized it, refreshed it, while keeping that distinct Chanel spirit alive. The fabrics were fluid, the silhouettes were classic yet playful, and every look carried a cinematic quality that made people stop and stare. Fashion insiders have already started calling it one of the most promising creative debuts of the year. And if Lily-Rose Depp's reaction is anything to go by, Chanel's legacy is in very safe hands. It's easy to forget how emotional fashion can be, but moments like this remind you. When someone like Lily-Rose, who grew up in the world of couture, says she was moved to tears by what she saw, you know it wasn't just about the clothes. It was about artistry. Vision. Continuity. She wasn't just looking at a dress, she was looking at a reflection of her past, her family, and her own place in the Chanel story. And there's something really poetic about that. That the little girl who once watched her mother model for Chanel is now sitting front row, watching a new creative director carry that same spirit forward, and seeing herself in it. Matthieu Blazy's arrival at Chanel also marks a shift in the larger fashion landscape. He's joining a new wave of creative directors who are redefining what luxury means today. It's less about extravagance and more about emotion, craftsmanship, and storytelling. Lily-Rose's reaction captured exactly that. She wasn't talking about trends or headlines. She was talking about how it felt. And that's what good fashion does, it makes you feel something. And honestly, that's why this little wedding dress moment resonated with so many people. It wasn't about marriage or celebrity gossip. It was about beauty that moved her, and that's rare. Even if you're not into fashion, you can relate to that. We've all had a moment where we saw something, a dress, a photo, a song, and it just hit us emotionally for reasons we couldn't explain. That's the power of art. That's the power of Chanel. Now, here's a fun takeaway from all this, a little pro insight if you want to channel some of that effortless French style yourself. You don't need to wear head-to-toe designer to look timeless. It's all about simplicity, structure, and confidence. Think of neutral tones, clean lines, and one bold detail, like a statement button or a well-fitted jacket. And most importantly, wear it with that quiet self-assurance that says, I know who I am. That's what Lily-Rose does so well. She doesn't dress to impress the world, she dresses to express herself. That's why she always looks authentic, never forced. She's a perfect example of what Chanel represents, elegance that's inherited, yet reimagined with every generation. You can feel that in how she talks about the women in her life. She says she admires her mom's style, her grandma's grace, her aunt's warmth, and her friend's creativity. She believes that we all influence each other through style, that fashion is a conversation between women, passed down and reinvented. And in a way, that's what makes Chanel timeless. It doesn't just belong to one person or one era. It evolves through the women who wear it, mothers, daughters, artists, dreamers. That's exactly what Lily-Rose represented at this show. The past, the present, and the future of Chanel, all sitting in one front row seat. And when she looked at that white silk dress and said, I want to wear that on my wedding day, it wasn't about planning a ceremony. It was about connecting with beauty in its purest form. You could feel that it meant something deeper. It was a moment where fashion stopped being fashion, and became personal. So yes, maybe Lily-Rose Depp just found her future wedding dress. But more than that, she found a reminder of where she came from, and where Chanel is going next. It's moments like these that remind us why Chanel is still one of the most beloved brands in the world. No matter who leads it, the spirit stays the same, refined, emotional, eternal. And that's why people keep coming back to it, generation after generation. Because it's not just about fabric or design, it's about feeling like the best version of yourself when you wear it. So, tell me this, if you could pick any designer for your dream wedding dress, who would you choose? Would you go with a timeless Chanel creation, like Lily-Rose's favorite silk gown? Or would you go bold and modern with something totally unexpected? Think about it for a second, because fashion isn't just about what you wear, it's about what makes you feel you. And maybe that's what Lily-Rose reminded us of. That true style isn't about keeping up with trends or status. It's about finding something that feels so right, it moves you. That's the real magic of fashion, and the reason we're still talking about Chanel, all these decades later. So whether you're into couture or just love a good story, remember this: sometimes, the right dress doesn't just fit your body, it fits your soul. And who knows? Maybe, like Lily-Rose Depp, your dream dress moment is just waiting for you to see it, fall in love with it, and think, that's the one. Because sometimes, the right dress finds you.